Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is LA. But if you're new here, hello. I am LA. This is Live Well LA. I share my expertise, my experience, my life with you to educate, elevate, and entertain you. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We don't want you to lose this vibe. I'm going to tell you about some really revealing information that I got from a complete stranger. And it opened my eyes up to my mindset, my healing journey, and where I am in finding love. Let's talk about it. First, we'll run the intro and then we'll come right back. Yeah, Drake was patting you on the back. All the rappers. Hey, what's up? Back again. Hey, what's up? It's up to you to do the research. It's up to you. Hey, thanks for hanging around after the intro. I'm going to tell you a few things that have happened recently that I thought were very interesting. The first of them being that I joined a dating site. I thought I was ready, but I kept finding myself eliminating people really quick, like extremely quickly. And I know I tend to blame my brilliance, my life experience, being married and divorced, all of the dating history in the 40 years that I've been around. But I spoke to a man who I thought was really, really smart. There were things that in our conversation after we exchanged numbers off the app. So we talked about a week off of the app. On the app. And then we finally exchanged numbers about a week and a half, maybe a few days, because I didn't check it daily. So maybe a week and a few days later, we finally exchanged numbers. We started to text and then we hopped on the phone. And we did the little breakdown of, hey, how are you? What's going on with you this weekend? What you got going on? X, Y, and Z. I noticed that he was really, really intelligent. And I like that. Such a plus in dating, especially in 2025. I don't know why people don't like to exert their intelligence, but that's like kudos to you, sir. He was telling me about his business. He works in IT and he's developed like some software. He's really, really smart. And even there are some people who are really smart and there are some people who are like socially smart. He was like both. He had a great conversation. He was a great communicator. I thought this may be really good potential until I started to pick apart the information he was giving me without a reason. I had no reason other than my own experience to be so judgmental of this person. So I started to tell myself, like, what is going on? And even before that, there were people on the app who, older gentlemen, they would say one thing, block, block, block. Don't like that story, block. Oh, you got block. Oh, you've been blocked. It was over critical, hypercritical, over analytical, the way I was navigating this dating app. And I said to myself, I said, something's wrong. Not everybody is horrible, right? Like one sentence, you're blocking, blocking, blocking. But this person I had ran into, he was so smart and he was telling me a story. And I was kind of rushing off the phone because I was about to start my workout. And I said, that sounds interesting. I may have used like a friendly word. I didn't say it sound crazy. I said, that sounds interesting. Do you think you're ready to date? And he was like, oh, of course, this is X, Y, and Z. And yes, I prepared myself and this is what I really want to do now. And I was like, okay, perfect. So we'll talk later. So I finished my workout. He called me later that evening and we spoke a bit longer. And I started asking some more personal questions about, family dynamics. He's also been divorced. And I was like, so tell me about this. And he was like, I don't mind telling you, but you're asking a lot of deep questions really quick. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. He was like, you're not letting things really flow organically. You're seemingly trying to find something to weed me out. And I was like, oh, I literally sat back like, oh, I wonder if I am doing this. And our exchange beyond that really popped the idea in my head that if you're living in a state of fear, if you're living in a closed mindset, you're not opened up for joy. You're not opened up for happiness. You're not opened up for experience. You're not opened up for fulfillment. What I will say, what I understood was that maybe this is not the person for me. That doesn't mean he's my soulmate because he was able to call me out on this. What he said opened me up to the idea that if you're not letting anybody in and you're like this, I'm not releasing any of my time, my energy, my cute outfits, my pretty hair and makeup. I'm not going outside. I'm not meeting anybody. You're also not letting anything in. So if you have a closed mindset around new opportunities, meeting new people, dating, love, exploring the idea of being serious with someone again, because you're not letting any energy out, you're also not opening up yourself to love, to opportunity, to fulfillment. And I know so many of us have that because I hear it all the time on TikTok, especially on it. Oh, wait, no, listen, not especially on all the apps, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere you go, somebody is talking about how horrible, piss poor the dating pool is. And what I feel like is so many people are closed off because I'm not spending any money, I'm not spending any time, I'm not putting energy into my hair, my makeup, I'm not getting my nails done, I'm not putting on my cute dress, I'm not hopping in my luxury car, driving my good 93 grade gas to the restaurant because But what I'm understanding is if you're closed to doing any releasing, you're also closed to doing any receiving. And I understand you want to protect yourself from everything because of the life experiences you've had, because of people who have taken advantage of you for money, time, a place to stay, whatever it is. If you're going to be closed, stay closed. I would suggest if you have a closed mindset, and you know that you're being hypercritical, over analytical of everything. Number one, you're never going to find perfection out here. You don't have it to offer either. So while I'm looking for perfection, I also understand that if I was to get serious with somebody, you're talking about taking the expense of me on. I have an almost teenage child. That's a very hefty expense. I'm also divorced, so they don't know what my relationship is with my ex-husband. They don't know what the relationship is with my child's father. I have to understand that I'm not offering perfection. I may be delusional in thinking that I'm offering perfection because, oh, you dress up nice, you have a beautiful home, you have a nice car, you're educated, you've been at your job, you have passions that you get into, you can talk about everything, you're very communicative. Girl, you got it going on. And somebody else may be like, girl, wait, red flags everywhere. So I have to really start to understand that you ain't got it all, sis. So the man you meet may not have it all, but together you can knock it out the park. So I started to tell myself from now on, if you're not open to the opportunity, don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. Don't get online judging people who are putting themselves out there as well. I don't know everybody's intent, of course. Protect yourself. Don't overinvest where the risk will never be reaped in the reward. But if you're on the apps, don't be hypercritical. Don't be over analytical. If you don't like someone, Let that be it. But don't pick them apart as they divulge their life story to you. I want you to focus and work on changing your mindset. Changing your mindset is the only way you'll be able to open yourself up to love again, to real relationships again, to the possibility of a family. I still desire, listen, I've been divorced. I've been in relationships that were really good to me. But I still desire, even at this age, like a big family. I would love to marry into a big family that is welcoming, diverse. I love family, like I love hosting, I love dinner parties. Those are the things that I know I want. And so if I want that, that person probably has a past, right? He probably has children, an ex-wife, a mother-in-law that may get on my nerves. You know what I mean? So you have to understand that what you're asking for can't be a fairy tale. At this age, if you want a big family, just think about the things that you have on your list that you really desire. Right? What does that come with? And being realistic. So you can't have this limiting mindset. So I just want more people to be understanding. And that conversation with that gentleman really opened up my mind to what I may be doing wrong. So before we go, let's just pay some bills.
A portion of today's show is brought to you by Sloan Credit Consulting. Hey, it's LA. I wanted to talk to you all about Sloan Credit Consulting and my personal journey with bankruptcy filing. There was a time in my life where I did not understand how to manage money. Rent, bills, and car payments grew bigger than my income and I needed relief. I learned most people don't file bankruptcy because of public perception and suffer in silence with collection calls, shutoff notices, and threats of eviction or foreclosure. Sloan Credit Consulting discreetly walked me through the filing process, and within a short time, I was no longer stressed about bills and able to easily start over. If you're considering filing bankruptcy, wondering if you too can get relief by filing bankruptcy, or need help getting your debt under control, contact Sloan Credit Consulting at sloancredit@gmail.com. That's SLOANCREDIT@gmail.com.
Thanks so much for helping me pay my bills. I really appreciate y'all hanging out and listening to this conversation, because it was only until I allowed someone close enough to me that I trusted their opinion that I was able to really start to correct my own behavior. And although I sit on the internet and give advice and talk about my expertise and my experience and how to elevate your life and entertain you, I want you to understand that I am going through the growth journey too. I am one that will never be stagnant. I hope to grow and elevate every chance I get throughout my entire life. So I'm glad I could share this with you. I want to just pass on. Stay open to love, to opportunity, to joy, to fulfillment. And if you're not giving anything out, remember, nothing can come in. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope to see you again soon. Be sure to leave a comment and subscribe to the channel.